Our next guest has been dubbed the real-life horse whisperer because of his amazing gift to communicate with animals. Buck Brannaman, a former rodeo star and cowboy, has gained worldwide fame for his technique.
In fact, his work inspired the Robert Redford film The Horse Whisperer back in 1998. And he travels across America transforming troubled horses and their human trainers as well. Now, a documentary film has been made about his life. We're going to speak to him in just a moment. Let's first have a look.
A lot of times, rather than helping people with horse problems, I'm helping horses with people problems.
And for a lot of people, they want it all to be fuzzy and warm and cosmic, but it's no different with a horse than with a kid. You can't always be the kid's best friend. First, you have to be the parent.
This horse tells me quite a bit about you. So this is just an amplified situation of what is. Maybe there's some things for you to learn about you. That maybe the horses is going to be the only damn way you're going to learn it. Because you might not listen to somebody else. Well, that's all right. Sometimes I don't either, and I should. Ask my wife.
I'm looking for the horse to learn how to follow a feel. It's supposed to take that much. A little bit more. There. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
I've never actually seen him whisper to a horse, but I guess if there's a horse whisperer out there, it's Buck Brannaman. I don't know,
Oh, well, here we go. The real-life horse whisperer, Buck Brannaman. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How do you have this incredible connection with these troubled horses?
Well, you know, in the beginning, when I first went to live with my foster parents, they did a lot more for me than I did for them in those days. And they were, at one time in my life, they were the only friends that I had in the whole world. And then I was fortunate enough to get around some horsemen that taught me this approach or method of working with horses. And now I've spent the rest of my life trying to pay them back.
Because people fundamentally misunderstand horses, I suppose, because of the historical relationship we've had with them over the...
Yeah, they do. A lot of times, you know, I grew up in sort of the old school mentality as well of sort of making war with the horse, trying to make things happen, and that just this approach just really fits horses, but it fits people too. Now, when I was a kid, if you'd have suggested maybe how the horse felt about things, or maybe entertained the notion of trying to work with the horse in a way that he didn't have to go through so much trouble, well, they'd have thought you lost your mind. And now it's the standard by which horsemanship is measured by.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, I wonder if there are still people out there who say, actually, you know what, you could do it a lot quicker if they used a whip or some other method of forcing a horse.
They might think they could do it quicker, but that's pretty well proven that it is not only the most civilized way to work with the horses, but it is efficient as well. But there's always going to be people who are sort of cretins, the way they go about things. That's been that way since the beginning of time, and I don't think I'm going to work my way out of a job anytime soon.
Your story is all the more powerful for the fact that you have this tremendous gift with horses and do terrific work, but also what happened to you as a child. You were very badly beaten and exploited, actually, by your father, because you were doing the rope tricks when you were 3 years old, and that must have had an influence, really, over the way that you approached the horses as well.
Well, it did, because I truly know what it's like to be a small boy and be terrified of someone killing you. To live having to wrestle with that every day, wondering if you're going to live through the day or live through the night when you got home from school, that's a heck of a thing for a little guy to have to deal with. So because of that, I think it gave me quite an empathy for the horses. I don't like it when a horse is troubled. I don't like it when a person gets a horse in trouble and causes them, because they don't, maybe the person doesn't realize that to the horse it's life and death. To the human being that maybe doesn't have much experience, they don't realize it runs that deep. And I hate to see a horse in trouble, and they shouldn't have to be troubled to do what we'd like them to do. I often tell people that you possess the one thing that horses treasure more than anything in the world, and that's peace. You can give them some peace, you can give them comfort, and they'll always be willing to trade you some sort of movement in return for you giving them some peace.
You, in the documentary film, you're shown giving that peace to a number of horses, or enabling trainers and owners to do that. But there is one particularly disturbed horse where you seem to sort of get quite frustrated with the way that it has been treated by its owner. Are there some horses where you just think, you know what, there's too much gone on and there's nothing we can do for this?
No, as far as horses go, there's no horse that this can't help, because it really basically came from the horse. But you're going to get some people that absolutely might have no business with a particular horse, that maybe their bad judgment might get someone else killed too. But that horse was a heartbreaking situation to me, because all of it could have and should have been avoided. It had to do with the person, the human being, not taking responsibility. And the bigger point to that story was that I wanted people to understand that whether you're going to have kids or dogs, horses, whatever it might be, with that comes a great responsibility to raise them right and teach them right from wrong, teach them how to fit into the world, and rather than just give them food and shelter, it goes way deeper than that.
You were, of course, one of the original inspirations for the Horse Whisperer. Nicholas Evans came and interviewed you, and then you were the advisor on the Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford. So you're the guy, really. And as a result of that film, your work's become famous around the world.
Yeah, it's funny. Before Nick wrote that book, people never even heard of the term horse whisperer. Neither did I, for that matter.
Have you ever whispered to a horse?
Not exactly, but it's funny how people do take that in a very literal form. But it is something that that's how people identify with what I do because of the film. So it's not like I'm insulted by it or anything if they go, you know, he's the horse whisperer. But at the same rate, I don't walk around Sheridan, Wyoming going, hey, guess who I am? You know?
And
I wouldn't have many friends left.
How was Robert Redford around horses?
Well, he was good actually. He was he has the right kind of personality for that, because he's a sensitive guy. He's a real kind person, and we really hit it off. And I wasn't too sure we would, you know, because sometimes you'll meet some of these celebrities and you'll think, gosh dang, I'm kind of sorry I met you because I liked you, you know, before.
I hope that's not the case here.
But I really enjoyed Bob. We had a best time, and we've stayed in touch over the years, and we ended up with a friendship as a result of having worked together. So that's more important than anything.
Buck, great pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have you with
lovely
us.
to
Thanks
meet
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
And thanks for the rope tricks outside.
You're welcome. My pleasure.